Hey guys, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Wednesday check-in. It is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, and isn't it a great time to be alive? So, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. And then also make sure that you go over and give the blog some love, hellocupcakeitsme.com, and follow me on all the different socials and check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations at www.cdsthebook.com. And I don't know what the hell is going on with my tripod, but to me, the camera looks like it's tilted. So I don't know how to go about fixing that, and so we are just going to deal with it. So, how is everyone doing? I am doing okay. Saturday night, I went and I went to the bar, and they had a somewhat local band playing called the Randall Wolf Band. You guys can find them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Like, they're freaking good. They're a cover band. They have some of their own songs or whatever. And one of the band members gave me this really cool little guitar pick with their band on there. And then on the back is their link tree information. So I thought that was really cool. And as somebody who wanted to pursue marketing and things like that as a career, I thought that this was like a really cool little keepsake. And I kind of want to make a necklace or something out of it just because, well, I like it. I don't really care for live music. I don't like going to concerts, don't like any of that stuff. I love the theater. I love like Broadway and things like that, but live bands and music and stuff like that, just not my jam. There are a couple of musicians that I would have loved to see like back in the day, but some of their newer stuff, not so much. Madonna is one of those people that I would have loved to have seen in concert. I know she's still touring or whatever. I would love to see her in concert, but I think her Frozen album and Back would be amazing. I don't know much about her her newer stuff. I don't know if I would care to see that in concert. And classic Marilyn Manson, like 1990s to early mid 2000s. I would have loved to see him in his prime. Not now as like kind of an older goth Wish.com Nicolas Cage knockoff. So, yeah, but those are pretty much the only two that I would have really liked to have seen in concert. I went to Wango Tango, which is a big arena concert where multiple people play. And so technically I have been to a concert and multiple concerts. I saw Christina Aguilera there when she was pregnant. Kiss was there for their 375th farewell tour. There was a bunch of just different bands and stuff, and I had such a horrible experience during that time that it just really kind of killed me from going to concerts in general after that. My friend invited me to go with her, and I had fun with the fact that it was her and I, but just it being so fucking hot because it was in the middle of the summer in Los Angeles, sun beating right down on top of you, like no shade. Water was like $33.52 a drop, and it just was not a good time for me. And so I don't know if it was like an enclosed arena, if I would enjoy it more. But anyways, the Russell, the Randall Wolf band was actually really cool, and I really enjoyed listening to them. And just the only thing is, though, my ears hurt so damn bad afterwards. Like my hearing was muted to the point where it was concerning, and it was causing me to have vertigo because everything was just muted. And the best way that I could explain it is that my eardrums felt bruised. Now, if you've been a follower of mine for any length of time, you'll know that I was born with very little hearing, and then almost became completely deaf due to a really bad ear infection as a child, and had to have multiple surgeries on my ears and my throat and my adenoids and tonsils, and all that other stuff was just all taken care of, and all kind of ripped out. So yeah, I got myself a pair of negative 23 decibel concert earplugs because even though I don't enjoy going and watching live music, I like to people watch. And so and a lot of times on Saturday nights, I have nothing else to do. So it's like, you know what? It's going to get me out of the house for a little while. It's the bar. It's all my friends. It's the locals that I know. I'm just going to go hang out and go do my thing. So, yeah, picked myself up some of those, and kind of looking forward to using them during the next big hurrah that there's going to be. So, yeah, this Saturday is going to be really difficult though, because one of my friends, he passed away like right before Christmas, and it's his celebration of life that we're going to be having, and I'm just not looking forward to it at all. So we have that from 3 to 6, and then there's going to be a little get together at the bar from 6 o'clock on, and just kind of like meh about it. And then Sunday, I'm supposed to go with my sister out to Portland to go see the biological mom, and I'm not looking forward to that trip at all. Just mainly because I know how tired I'm going to be after, just the emotional tired I'm going to have after doing the memorial, and then going to the bar for a little while, and then coming home, and then having to be up and going to make the 3 or 4 hour, well, it's probably 4 hour, 4.5 hour drive out to Portland. And my sister's probably going to want to be on the road at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's basically just pick me up from the bar and let's go home, or let's go from there. So yeah. And then I have a bunch of stuff going on the rest of this week. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, and I told one set of friends that I would see them for our swimming, and that's not going to take place. And before those plans were made, I made plans with my friend who does the cold plunge, or that I go cold plunging and swimming with, that we would get together Thursday and do the cold plunge swim together, because I chickened out on Monday. Monday, when I woke up, it was 29 degrees outside. There was ice on my car. My car had a bitch of a time starting. And I was so cold. I was just like, absolutely not. There's no fucking way that I can get into that water with it being this cold outside and then still have to function. I don't think it's going to be any different come Thursday, but I promised her that I would meet up with her, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to embrace the suck, and I'm going to go straight from the beach to my doctor's appointment, because it's going to be, by the time I get to my doctor's office, it's going to be about 8:30, and my appointment's at 9. So we'll see how this works. Um, I'm going to send a text message to my friends in a little while and tell them, like, hey, if you want to push Thursday to 10 o'clock, I wouldn't be opposed to that. So we'll just see what they have to say, and if they want to do it at 10, then I can go from my doctor's to the pool, meet up with them, and um, then go and come home and whatever. But oh my god. So yeah, Thursday is back to back BS. I feel like I have something that I got to do on Friday, and I'm hoping that I don't have anything to do Friday. Saturday is that. Sunday, I'm traveling to Portland and then coming back home Monday, and then jumping back into the full swing of things Tuesday, which is going to the bar and playing trivia and all the other stuff. I got to go. Um, just there's too freaking much, but you know what? It's okay. I'm not going to complain. I can always sleep afterwards, and I would rather have too much going on than be depressed, sad, and sitting at home with nothing going on. So at least I have an out right now. Speaking of depression and stuff like that, I had my therapy appointment on Monday, and I am really getting annoyed with my therapist. She is doing the same exact shit that every other therapist that I've had has done. And we are not covering anything that I'm there for. We're doing talk therapy. We're not doing any kind of like ADHD, ADD, like therapies. We're not doing any of that stuff that I told her from the get-go that was the only reason I was there, was to get that diagnosis and move on. So she's got two more chances. And on the third time, if we don't cover anything, that's when I'm going to cancel my sessions with her and just call it good. Maybe go to a different person in her practice, or look for a completely different provider or something. I don't know. But um, I don't feel like we are covering any of the topics or any of the things that I need or want. And I am a blabbermouth, and I will just sit there and I talk our entire hour away, and she never like redirects me. She never pulls me in one direction or another to, like, okay, well, Michael, this is the time that we should do XYZ or whatever. And it's like, if she did that, I would have more respect and more like whatever. So I don't know if she's not wanting to do that therapy with me, or if I don't know what her deal is. But like I said, I don't feel like I'm getting the help that I am looking for, and so I'm giving her 3 more opportunities. This there's so yeah, I don't expect to be in therapy come the middle of February if things continue the way that they are. Also, in that realm, I have started a new online class, and it is on trauma informed coaching. And I think I've mentioned this in previous videos and on a couple of the podcasts. But with the trauma informed coaching, the reason I'm taking that is because I've had a lot of people coming to me lately with trauma and just trauma dumping on me and telling me about all the good, bad, and in between. And I want to make sure that I am informed enough on trauma and trauma treatment to be able to help these people without re-traumatizing them, without like, you know, getting them to experience all of those emotions and then leaving them in this heightened state of activation without closing the loop of traumas. And so I now have new tool sets and new vocabulary and new ways to deal with that, which is also going to help with my gap training that I'm going to be taking this summer for elevating my certified peer counseling certificate to a certified peer specialist. And it's not something that I need to do, but I'm enjoying learning about mental health. And at this point in my life, that if I had to go out and get a job, it would be in the mental health industry, because I had originally planned on being a teacher, and I'm just finding mental health to be more my speed and like where I feel most drawn and most connected, and it works with my personality type. And so I'm just really enjoying that. So, you know, if for whatever reason I was taken off of disability or whatever else and was told, okay, now you have to go back into the workforce, I took a really good hard look at myself the other day and realized that all of my skills are obsolete. Like everything that I learned in college 20 some odd years ago is pretty much obsolete and gone by this time in my life. The only skill set that I have that I'm really kind of current on is social media marketing and mental health, because I take so many mental health classes throughout the year, and I stay on top of that. Every year, every year you have to take X number of state required courses called CDS hours, and our continue CED hours. I'm sorry, acronyms. The freaking government and agencies with their goddamn acronyms, but it's continuing education and something hours. So I make sure that I take classes that fall within that demographic, and then I also take a couple of 2 or 3 classes just for fun for myself. Not that like taking all of these mental health classes isn't for myself, but you know, I'll take something like the pop culture history of superheroes and how they shaped our world. And that was actually a class that I took, and it was all about superheroes and how and what they represented at the time that they were introduced into society. So like you have Superman. What would have, you know, Superman embodied the entirety of America's founding principles and the American way at the time. So it would one of the topics was like, what if Superman had crash landed in Russia? Well, there's actually an entire comic book series called Superman the Red Sun, SON. And it was that he did crash land in Russia instead of Smallville, Kansas. And he was brought up by the Russian USSR KGB people and weaponized and like unleashed on America. And so it was like, why don't we have a Hispanic Superman? Why don't we have this like a British Captain America? Well, Marvel has come out with the What If series where it's like, Peggy Carter got the super soldier injection instead of Steve Rogers and became Captain Britain instead of Captain America. And so she wore the Union Jack colors, and instead of it being the American shield, it was a Union Jack shield with the star in the center. And so, there's a lot of different like ins and outs, and people don't think about it like, well, why don't we have a black Superman? Well, we kind of do. He's not actually called Superman, but um, you know, Black Adam is the African American equivalent of Superman. Um, and there was a lot of people. I remember when Blue Beetle came out that they were pissed off that it was a Hispanic superhero, and Blue Beetle has always been Hispanic. But anyways, I'm getting way off topic. So I take courses like that. That's fun for me, and that I learn stuff. One of the things that I've learned recently in this trauma class is that we have precognitive traumas that we deal with throughout our entire life. And that if our mother had a stressful pregnancy and she had high levels of cortisol running through her system, that then transferred to us as children or as developing fetuses. And that's why some of us have super high anxiety, or that we are constantly just anxious, or why we have certain fears of things. That fear is actually hereditary. And all these different things. So I learned that Western medicine did not acknowledge that children under the age of 2 experienced pain until the mid 1980s. The 1980s, like 40 something years ago. Yeah. So all of the children up till that time period that were circumcised, had any kind of medical procedures or whatever done, they were not given pain blockers. Instead, they were given injections that caused paralysis. Because babies don't feel pain, they feel pressure. And just thinking about that is gut wrenching. But then to also think of like all the procedures that I had done, was I actually knocked out, or was I just given that paralyzation thing and my brain I can never say that word. Compartmentalized that trauma so that I didn't experience it. And so it's kind of sad, scary, and interesting all at the same time. And anyways, yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun learning about this, and it's really, really interesting. So, yeah, that's kind of everything in a nutshell that's going on right now. Um, I do plan on trying to do a Saturday check-in video prior to the funeral. And Thursday's podcast may be a little late unless I record it Wednesday or tonight. So I'm not sure how that's going to pan out, but it's either going to be on time because I recorded it later on tonight, or it's going to be sometime tomorrow night. Either way, it's going to be up there, and I'm sorry about that. So, yeah. Oh, and before I let you go, I joined the new, well, it's not new, but I joined the Chinese version of TikTok, known as Red Note, REDNOTE. And I forget how to say the actual name of the app. It's like Zamboy or something like that. I'm probably murdering that, but oh my god, it is such an amazing app. Like everyone on there, because it is Chinese, Japanese oriented, it's a huge different culture, and just really amazing. The content creators there are funny. They are charismatic. It's more of a vlogging platform. Like they want to see your day-to-day stuff. They don't want just like little look at me videos like TikTok was doing. And all of this comes in the shadow of the government possibly banning TikTok. And you know, if TikTok does get banned here in the United States, then all of the people who are making money on TikTok at least have a new platform to switch over to and get monetized on. If TikTok does not get banned, they still have a new platform to be monetized on. And we're called TikTok refugees. And so you see so many videos of like people who are big influencers in their country welcoming all of us refugees and telling us, listen, this is what this means. This is what this means. If you get this emoji, that means that you are being too direct and too rude and too American. Like, we have some freedom and liberties with our content, but it is still regulated by our government. So you will get banned if you do XYZ. I'm like, okay, but very respectful, very welcoming, very loving. I already have like 30 something followers. And what I've been doing is I've been taking a screenshot of the kanji that's coming across and then running that through Google Translate to see what it says. And then I will use Google Translate to type out my response in English and have it put into simplified Chinese. And then I'll copy those kanji characters, and then I'll put the response back in their characters. And I let them know I'm using a translator. I'm sorry, I don't know any other languages except for English. And so I've gotten quite a mix of comments. Some of it is in Chinese, some of it is in Mandarin, some of it is in English. Some of it has been in Cantonese. And so um, it's a little bit of a learning curve, but I like it so far. And I'm hoping that with enough Americans jumping ship from TikTok, if TikTok does go under, that Red Note may release a Americanized version. But if they don't release the Americanized version, at least watching some of the how-to videos from native speakers, from native influencers, has really been helping me. Like 666, in Western culture, we'd see that and we're like, oh, that's devil. But in their culture, in their country, 666 means like really good job. And it's the numerical representation of a word, like yin yin ling or something like that. Again, I'm probably completely butchering this, but with that, it is like you're doing a really good job. If somebody puts SB, that means that you're not passing the vibe check. If somebody sends you a green tea emoji, that means that you're being a Karen. If you put Q3 or 3Q, yeah, 3Q, that means like thank you. And it's like the visual numerical meaning of the word thank you. So it's thank you. And I know it sounds a lot like thank you, or like I'm making fun of how they say thank you or whatever, but that's how one of that country's top influencers said to say it. So just put 3Q and everyone will know what you're talking about. Kind of like when you're talking to somebody from a Latin country, they put JAJA instead of HAHA because J in Hispanic languages gives a ha sound. So they're putting ja 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 ja. That's ha 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 because that's Latin for ha ha. So, anyways, yeah. So I'm now over on RedTube and RedTube. Oh my god! Do not go to RedTube. I am on Red Note, and I will leave the link down below if you guys want to follow me over there. Like I said, there is a little bit of a learning curve. There's ways that you can switch some of the things to English, but a lot of the content will still come up in Chinese or Japanese, like the characters or whatever. It's a huge learning curve for all of us, and I think that it's something that's going to be really kind of awesome. And oh my god, I just realized that we are over 30 minutes in this video. I am sorry. So if you've been with me this long, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. So make sure you check out the links down below. Go follow me over on Red Note, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.